YouTube family, what is going on, guys? I'm back with a vlog style of video, and I wanted to brain dump something that's going on in my head right now, particularly about the entrepreneurial sacrifice. So I've been in this industry for about 8 years. It'll be 8 years in August of 2025, which is crazy to believe, but currently I am selling on Walmart, selling on eBay, used to sell on Amazon primarily, and I have a whole video on my Amazon selling journey and how that concluded a few years ago, which a lot of you guys have watched, so I appreciate the support. It's actually one of the reasons why I'm doing these kinds of videos. I want to do more of them, but wanted to focus and talk about the entrepreneurial sacrifice. And if you have been in this industry for some time, then you have certainly sacrificed something to get to the level of success and achievements that you have in your business. And so it was something that I thought would resonate with you guys, and since I'm labeling some products, this stuff is very mundane, and I wanted to do this video while I'm labeling so I can not feel as miserable. So but guys, I just wanted to talk about the entrepreneurial sacrifice from my lens, from my perspective, and just starting with how I got here. So starting in 2017, I started selling on Amazon, and at the time it was just a curiosity thing. The first sacrifice for me there was quitting my full-time business, right? My sure shot income, the way that I was paying my bills at the time, I had to let that go to fully focus on my business and see what was in store for me. And I did it. One day I quit my job, and I never looked back. I never have had to look back from that point on, and I'm very glad that I did that. I wish that I could go back in time and tell myself how everything played out, because he would not believe it. But that was the first sacrifice that I had to do, was to take that leap of faith. From there though, it wasn't like all sunshine and rainbows. I was selling on Amazon, doing retail arbitrage to start off, and I was running this thing out of a bedroom. I was running this thing out of a bedroom in an apartment, right? In an inner city building, a Section 8 apartment kind of thing. And luckily right now I'm in my own house. So, but that I'm kind of fast tracking there. I don't want to skip too much just yet. But I was operating this business out of a bedroom, out of a living room, my mom's house. And we grew up, we're inner city people, and we weren't business owners and stuff like that. And I was just giving it all I had, right? I was just sourcing products, TJ Maxx, Trader Joe's, gas stations, whoever had product, I was going there, and I was just scanning stuff like a crazy person and getting asked all these questions, right? Hey, what are you doing? Why do you have 100 bags of popcorn? I'm having a early Super Bowl party. Don't worry about it. But so things like that, running this business out of an apartment building, not knowing if it was going to work out in the long run, not knowing if this was even a viable source of income for me in the long run, was something I had to put up with. And then obviously the business started to really pick up and started to make sense and click in certain areas. And from there, I moved out of the bedroom and I ran this business out of a garage. So one day I saw a garage that was available for rent, and I jumped on it because the garage was a huge space for me to run this business and get out of my mom's hair and not have to run it in an apartment building elevator, have to go up and down kind of thing. But the garage was not temperature controlled. So it was hot when it was cold, 14-hour days, you name it. I did it. I did all of that. And I was just hustling, breaking my back in there. And they say, there's a quote by Naval Ravikant, who is, you could say he's a modern day philosopher, but he says, I don't want to butcher this, but do what looks like work to others but feels like play to you. So this business to me felt like play because it was fun. It is fun, finding products, selling them online, making money that way. At the time it was like a revolutionary kind of thing, at least for me, to not have to clock in for a boss. And there's nothing wrong with that. to clock in for somebody, because I was doing that. I was doing the 9-to-5 life for about 3 years, give or take. My starting salary in 2015 out of college was 35 grand plus bonuses, if you can believe that. So I was working out of a garage, I was hustling, I grew the business, left my mom's house, and I got my own apartment with my then girlfriend at the time, who's now my fiance and my life partner, and we have 2 kids now. But I was hustling out of there, saved up a few bucks to buy a home, and was able to get out of that garage and into my home. So in terms of sacrifices, I had to put up numerous days, weeks, months of 12-hour days, 14-hour days, and a lot of bumps along the road, right? Like even after getting success, I would go on and have a huge hiccup with losing my Amazon business of 7 years, which I have a video on that, sharing my journey on what happened there, and you guys were awesome and supported me, and this is one of the reasons I'm doing this video. There are also some haters in that video, so shout out to you guys as well. But one of the sacrifices now in my current lifestyle is just like the family time, right? So we have 2 kids now, and one of them is just a 3-month-old. And so my fiance is a warrior, and there's just some days that I'm not present physically, and even when I am, I'm not exactly present mentally, right? If you get what I mean. So just a sacrifice from that standpoint of what the business can demand of you is a lot. So I wanted to chime on that. So family time does take a hit if you are growing a business, if you are an entrepreneur, and sometimes you wear multiple hats, right? Or depending on the situation, you're making the calls, you're maybe dropping something off at the post office, you're dropping something off, yes, FedEx, whatever it may be. And it just is what it is, right? If you chose that road of an entrepreneur, then you're doing multiple things, wearing multiple hats. And I know what that is, I know what that feels like and looks like. And trust me, I know, work smarter, not harder. I have multiple things in place where I'm not doing them now, thankfully. And even this now is not something I'm always doing, working this late. But like I said, do what feels like play to you but looks like work to others. This is what that is to me right now, as miserable as it may be. But just wanted to share what some of the sacrifices have been for me, and the next one is financial resources that this business can demand from you, right? So when you're running a real business, you're growing a business, and it's your source of income, then you got to put down some money to different types of resources. So if it's supplies, if that's business insurance, or even if that's like legal stuff, right? So I'm currently in a situation going back and forth with a brand manager that I'm not going to say they're harassing me, but they're a brand manager and they're doing their job. And so they do things like test buys, and they like to file complaints and fish for things. And I've had to hire an attorney to handle that, right? And so luckily that's all good. And I'm learning a lot through that process, just working with an attorney and working to resolve those kinds of issues. But outside of that, when you're running a business, you have to put down money on things that don't exactly grow your bottom line, right? So, like I said, supplies, legal stuff, I don't know, gas, all these things, right, that you need to spend money on that is coming out of your profits, and you better be making profits, because if you're not making profits, then you're going to be in the negative from those things. And some of these things at some level are not even optional, which is why when I have friends asking me or telling me, hey, I want to run this business, I tell them, are you sure you want to run a business, or would you rather just be an employee? Because when you're running a business, you're wearing multiple hats, and you have to make the sales calls, the marketing, that, and it's not for the weak. It's really not for the weak, and it's very demanding on you. So if you're not an entrepreneur based, or if you don't have an entrepreneur mindset, then this will eat you alive. And it doesn't matter what business this is. Like if it's, this applies to any industry. It could be trucking, it could be, I don't know, you could be a barber. This stuff is demanding, right? Physically, mentally, in many ways. So that is something that I consider a sacrifice, which is just putting up my own dollars just to have to operate the business, right? To be able to operate the business, I should say. So taxes, right? If you're not responsible enough throughout the year, you're not setting aside money throughout the year, then taxes will come at you and will just tear you up, because you gotta make sure you pay the goose that lays the golden egg, aka Uncle Sam, right? And so, not for the weak, for sure. But that brings me to my next point, which is just the mental load of it all, right? If you're not organized, if you're not putting down the next things that need to be done, the next phone call that you need to make, the next kind of approach to growing your business, then you're gonna be in a bad spot, you're gonna be stagnant, you're gonna be kind of left behind. And the thing with business and being an entrepreneur is that if you're not growing, then you're dying. So if your business is not growing year over year, then essentially you're dying, because eventually your competition will eat at you. Maybe something falls off, something that, let's say a product you've been selling for years just goes away and is not available for you anymore. These things happen, and they happen to me. You got to make sure as an entrepreneur that you are creative, so that there has to be a part of you that is creative and thinking about how you're going to grow your business more and more. Maybe this doesn't apply to every single business, right? But I know for sure in the e-commerce space, you better be thinking about how you're going to grow your business, because when you're selling on marketplaces, fees are going up every year. Generally, costs go up every single year, and that just is what it is. I don't know how to sugarcoat that, right? I know for Amazon sellers, fees have been a big pain point, because every year they go up, and don't even get me started on holiday fees. So once Q4 kicks in, then fees really pick up there. Excuse me. Woo! But all in all, I did want to make this video just to brain dump and see if you guys like these kinds of videos where I'm just venting, brain dump / just talking. If any of this resonates with you guys, I would appreciate if you can support by liking and subscribing if you're not yet subscribed. Also check out my Facebook group for Walmart sellers and Bizmetrica users, which is our software for Walmart sellers. Things like price history, review history, profit calculator, and way more. So, and in general, you guys can just connect with me in that group. If you're looking to sell on Walmart and you have questions, we're there to support, free of charge, all for the love kind of thing. And so, if you guys found this video helpful in any way, or maybe if it was a nice background noise, I really appreciate you guys for watching and tuning in. And look out for more content like this. And again, thank you so much for watching and for your time. And I hope that you stay blessed. Take care.